Hello ladies and gentlemen, Tevaron here, and welcome back to Danganronpa 2, Goodbye Despair, where we are proceeding through the third class trial. Let's continue.
Now then, I shall issue my decree. Let Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi commence.
Okay. So whose is the weakest alibi? Mikan's account, Fuyuhiko's account, Sonya's account?
We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
I mean, I'm not certain about that, but...
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
That's a horrible alibi.
I think everyone at the motel was doing that.
So they don't have alibis.
So everyone who stayed at the motel doesn't have an alibi.
Yep.
What about you guys?
I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage.
Which is not an alibi.
Not an alibi.
Aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody has an alibi, then Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has failed.
The murder supposedly happened before and during the morning announcement. The person who doesn't have an alibi for that time.
We can exclude the sick people like me.
Let's look at the accounts. It's Mikan's account. Right up until the morning announcement. Alright, we know that the time frame that they're proposing here is wrong. But this gives Mikan and Hajime an alibi. They're each other's alibi. What about Fuyuhiko's account? See, this does not give him an alibi. It just says that he met Mikan in front of the hospital, which is after, and it... Yeah, I thought I was imagining it, but they've misspelled hospital there. They've left out the S. Anyway, Sonya's account is about Hyoko's kimono, so that is not relevant at all to what we're discussing. So...
And what about the others?
Are we trying to say that...
Right before the morning announcement,
Mikan and I actually...
I was totally sleeping in my motel
that
room.
Mikan and So are we trying to say that
think
Mikan and
everyone at the
Hajime
motel is
actually
doing
do
that.
have an alibi?
So everyone who stayed at the motel doesn't have an alibi.
What about you guys?
Let's
I was
see.
where I was supposed to be.
Oops.
Not an alibi.
Not really
Aside from those
confident
afflicted
about
by the
this, but...
disease, if nobody has an alibi, then
No, that's wrong.
Okay. That was a little bit of a weird one. Sort of backwards.
Hold on. Not all of us are missing an alibi.
But then my impression of that may be due to the fact that I figured out who the killer is already.
In fact, Mikan and I both have alibis.
you two have alibis?
Up until I saw that hanging video, Mikan and I were actually together for a while.
We even woke up together that morning.
Yep.
Hey, what kind of situation is that?
Not one of Hajime's choosing, that's for sure.
I accidentally fell asleep on top of Hajime.
Chiaki. Just look, that is hilarious. Yeah, I feel the same way.
Too much info.
Yeah, it's not like that. She just came to tell me Nagato's condition had improved.
And we went to the hospital together afterward, so we were together until right before the announcement.
I get it. You guys have alibis.
If that's the case, the killer must be someone else.
But it's not.
It's better if we think about it like that. The killer decided to falsify the murder sequence to hide the actual time of the crime anyway.
Yep. Which means that the alibi we just established is meaningless.
So it's inevitable that an alibi for both before and during the morning announcement would be very important.
No, she just said that the killer just falsified the time of the killings.
It feels like Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has backed us into a corner instead.
Well, don't stop trying. Just because one idea was bad doesn't mean they all will be.
But committing an imitation murder, is that really all it was?
No.
faking the time the crime occurred by falsifying the murder sequence, hiding their alibi in the process.
Yes. One murder was planned and the other wasn't. And I guess all that we've established about faking the time the crime occurred was just the order of the crimes. We need to prove that it was transmitted from the conference room to show that it didn't occur when everyone thinks it occurred.
Was that the only reason the killer made both bodies imitate the movie?
Are you saying there was another reason?
I feel really bad for confusing you guys so much, but that's how I feel. I think the killer had a completely different reason for falsifying the murder sequence.
Yeah, because Hiyoko was not expected to be there. The killer had a different reason? If that's the case, are we still in the killer's trap? Yes. Inside a trap set by one of us. If so, then whose and what kind of trap is it? Oh, we're at the break already?
Hiya!
Why, hello there, Minami. The moss balls sure look tasty today.
Stop it!
Don't characterize me as someone who lives off moss balls. And here's some chance time. What? What's that? Now then, Minami's appeal time starts now. Huh? Appeal time? Your kind-hearted big brother is going to give you the chance to reclaim your honor. Good luck. Show these jerks who treat you like a red-headed stepchild who's boss. That's 99% your fault. While you were whining, your time's already running out, so please make your appeal simple. About 30,000 words or so. That's too long. It'd be such a boring appeal. Come on, if your appeal is successful, there might be merchandise opportunities heading your way. Then... I'm Usami, magical miracle girl Usami. I'm an itty-bitty girl who's sweet like milk. Jeez, and I thought a certain robot's little sister was supposed to be the best.
What a disappointment!
Who are you talking about? I have no clue whatsoever. Thanks for the vignette.
I'm Monami. Once again, I've been put in such an unreasonable situation. Seriously, he's like the king of unreasonableness. Why did it turn out like this? We were supposed to have a fun, friendly school trip, but it turned out all bloody instead.
That's the way it goes with anything Monokuma's involved in.
No! This definitely cannot be allowed. That's why I want you to remember this.
Well, I'll do my best, but we have to survive to be able to remember.
Everyone, do your very best. Don't lose to yourself. And don't forget to save frequently.
The reason the killer did an imitation murder is a reason other than falsifying the murder sequence? Does something like that even exist?
Huh. It suddenly got quiet in here.
Yeah, it did.
Did I confuse you? If so, I wish I could die from self-loathing.
I wish you could too.
Man, this again.
If that's the case, it would have been just dandy if they had gone ahead and killed me too.
That's not going to happen, I don't think. Unfortunately, I think we're stuck with you till the end, Nagito.
If that happened, the imitation would have been perfect. So why didn't they do that?
Well, it's against the rules to kill 3 people in the first place.
But that rule wasn't even in place till after this murder happened.
That rule is too harsh. I couldn't get killed because of that.
Seriously, just shut up already! Shut up forever!
But I'm thinking about it again, and he's totally right. It feels incomplete.
Because they didn't kill 3 people like the movie did? That's only because of Monokuma's rule.
No, it's because there wasn't a third person available. And the second person wasn't even supposed to be there.
It's not just that. Come on. Try to remember the content of the movie.
They killed them in the wrong order, so it couldn't have been an imitation.
About the lion that got killed second.
That's the one Hyoko's body was imitating, right?
Even though we're calling it an imitation, the lion was actually pinned by arrows, right?
I've been saying that this whole time.
But Hyoko's body was suspended by common household duct tape.
And not killed by arrows. She had her throat cut.
Maybe they just used a common substitute because it was too difficult to imitate the arrows.
Well, that's probably it, but that attitude is what makes this feel incomplete. If falsifying the murder sequence was the killer's plan from the very beginning,
It wasn't?
they should have taken steps to properly imitate it.
Well, they couldn't take steps to properly imitate it because it wasn't planned.
But if we never realized it was a half-assed imitation, their entire plan would have been completely useless.
What are you trying to say? Are you saying the imitation wasn't planned?
That exactly.
I'm saying, Hyoko's murder wasn't.
What?
Hyoko's murder wasn't planned? No, it wasn't. If Sonia hadn't told her about the mirror, she never would have went to the music venue to try to put on her kimono.
I understand that imitation wasn't enough, but aren't you making a bunch of assumptions?
No, it's based on the fact that the killer went to so much trouble to confuse the order of killings. That's what leads us to believe that she wasn't meant to be there.
It's not just the poor imitation. There are also other strange details.
Strange details? Like what?
Blood on Ibuki's shoes, blood on the ladder, trying to clean up the blood, hiding the body.
Like, for example, why did Hyoko go to the music venue?
To try to put on her kimono.
So, you're saying the truth behind Hyoko's murder is hidden?
I have no freaking clue what you're trying to say.
However, this is getting quite interesting. My 4 dark devas of destruction are getting riled up.
Why Hyoko went to the music venue? If that's the key to all of this, I need to find that out, no matter what the cost. This one right here feels a little contrived. I mean, we have for sure the answer in Sonia's account, but I guess we've got to prove it to everyone else. But Hajime should definitely know it. Oh, but it isn't giving us Sonia's account as one of the choices.
Why did Hyoko go to the music venue? There's no way we'd know that!
Maybe the killer summoned her.
If that's not it, maybe she got abducted by the killer.
No, maybe. She went of her own free will.
Or she was guided by the will of causality.
So I have to agree with someone, and I can't copy the ones that we can agree with. So which of these bullets agree with
Why
that?
did Hyoko go to the music
Oh,
venue?
I know. She took her key with her.
There's no way we'd know that!
Maybe the killer summoned her.
If that's not, maybe she got abducted by the killer.
No, maybe. She went of her own free will.
I agree with that.
Okay, that wasn't so bad.
It's just as Sonia said. She went to the music venue of her own free will.
So, exactly as I assumed.
Yes, but please don't blame yourself.
If no one called for her, then why did she go?
Hyoko locked herself in her room because she was being overly cautious of the despair disease, you know? I don't think a person like that would leave their room just because someone called for them.
There's no way she got abducted?
Hyoko locked the room she was staying in before she went out.
If she was forcibly taken from her room, There's no way she would have had time to lock it.
The killer could have locked her door, right? Just to hide the fact Hiyoko got abducted.
That's true.
Then they couldn't have hidden her room key that deep in her kimono. They would have put it somewhere more obvious.
That's a big assumption. I don't buy that at all. I mean, I'm pretty sure we're right about what we're saying, that because Sonia told her about the mirror, she went to the music venue. But this is a fallacious line of logic here.
Otherwise, there's no point in messing with the crime scene if nobody finds the key.
I don't get that either. Why is finding the key important?
At the time, you were the one who actually took out the key, right? Then something like that.
I won't lose.
Oh, Akane, please. Why?
Are you saying my gut was wrong?
Yes.
This could be my first and last highlight of the day. Why won't you just let me shine already?
So you're willing to shine, even though it will cause you to die?
No, that's not the issue.
Shut up! Enough with your fancy talk. I'll shut you up right now.
All right, which sword? Sonia's account.
Hiyoko was locked inside her room, right? She definitely got abducted or something. The killer forced their way into Hiyoko's room and forcibly abducted her. The girl is so small and weak-looking, and that's why the killer targeted her.
Oh, right.
But Hiyoko's room was locked. The key was deep inside her kimono, remember? It's more likely that Hiyoko locked the door herself.
The killer was the one who locked the door. So what if the key was in her kimono? Maybe the killer just put it there later.
There's no reason for the killer to put the key in Hiyoko's kimono. The killer probably didn't realize she even had the key.
Hold on. Try remembering Hiyoko's body. Her kimono was
Oh,
only
darn
one
it.
reason her kimono would be that messed up. She fought the kid. That's the proof she was abducted, right? My gut is totally right after all.
I always mess up with the sword slash. I get too into slashing and breaking her statements.
The killer was the one who locked the door. So what if the key was in her kimono? Maybe the killer just put it there later.
There's no reason for the killer to put the key in Hiyoko's kimono. The killer probably didn't realize she even had the key.
Hold on. Try remembering Hiyoko's body. Her kimono was all messed up.
Oh, okay, so that's not it?
Crap!
Okay.
Hold on. Try remembering Hiyoko's body. Her kimono was all messed. There's only one reason her kimono would be that messed up. She fought the killer.
Okay,
Allow
there
me to
we
cut
go.
through those words.
Wasn't paying enough attention to what was actually being said.
The reason Hiyoko's kimono was messed up was because she wasn't able to properly wear it.
Wear her kimono?
I think that's a bit of a mistranslation, and I noticed it when Sonia was first talking about it. I think instead of saying wear it or wear her kimono, that it would have been better if it was translated as put it on.
Yeah, it's also the reason why she decided to go out on her own.
Hiyoko seemed to be really struggling with wearing her kimono.
With putting on her kimono?
I believe that was one of the reasons she locked herself in her room. That is why I informed her. I told her that there was a full-length mirror at the music venue, and I suggested that she use it.
Then the reason her kimono was messed up wasn't because she fought the killer.
Yeah, no duh.
Yeah, she went to the venue on her own just to fix her messed up kimono.
I get it. I lost. Boil me, burn me, take off my clothes. Do whatever you want to me.
That won't be necessary.
Hajime, now's your chance. Make her admit defeat. Or better yet, make her do a little something something.
That is disgusting, Kazuichi. Hell no.
Then, the killer probably couldn't have assumed that Hiyoko would go to the music venue.
Though that may not apply to Sonia, since she provided Hiyoko with that information.
Though I knew she would go there, there is no way I could have predicted when she would arrive.
No, but I guess that does make you a suspect because you could have lured her there in order to kill her.
Don't go doubting Miss Sonia, you cretin. I'll put you and your hamsters 6 feet under.
Kazuichi, it seems you have quite the fashion sense.
Neither one of them look much like a fighter, but I think in a battle between Gundam and Kazuichi, I would have to put money on Gundam.
Do you want me to incinerate your clothes? Perhaps I could do that while you're wearing them.
Gundam, please stop! For his sake!
Is Sonia becoming infatuated with Gundam?
Huh? What do you mean, for my sake?
Of course. I've already overlooked no less than 10 opportunities to kill you.
Even if the killer couldn't predict it, why did Hiyoko get killed in the music venue?
The only thing I can think of is, it was an unfortunate coincidence.
Coincidence?
Yes.
When she went to the venue by herself, she was probably just unlucky and walked in on the crime scene.
And probably because her kimono was not on properly, she was not able to run away. She got tangled up in it or whatever.
She was killed so there wouldn't be any loose ends?
Exactly.
It probably happened when the killer was preparing to kill Ibuki. The killer most likely had already placed the hemp bag over her head, and without hesitation,
killed Hiyoko.
But what with? We haven't found that murder weapon.
because the killer used that coincidence for their crime, it made this case even trickier.
That's the reason they imitated the movie to falsify the murder sequence.
Which means that low-down scoundrel didn't plan on committing imitation murders at first.
Maybe just imitating the first murder of the movie.
Then what was the killer actually planning to do? They've been cunning this far. There's no way they'd kill Ibuki without a plan.
Well, they planned to create a false alibi for themselves, which is what they still ended up trying to do.
Do you have any ideas?
Perhaps just to make it look like suicide?
Damn, we don't know the most important part.
Which is? The killer's plan from the very beginning. I'm pretty sure we're very, very close.
Hey Nagito, any ideas?
I'm surprised you asked him the way that you were reacting towards him during the investigation, Hajime. But I guess I support your decision.
Hey, how long are you gonna stay quiet?
Oh, am I allowed to speak?
Well, you were asked a question.
I'm so happy I'm getting goosebumps. Everyone actually needs help from scum like me.
So what do you think?
I was thinking about it while I had my mouth shut. But now I'm finally able to come to a conclusion.
Which is?
Ibuki definitely didn't commit suicide.
No duh.
Huh? What are you talking about?
I thought there might be a possibility that she faked her death and tampered with the crime scene. But now I remember. There was blood on Ibuki's slippers.
You remember that because we told you.
So if she faked her death and walked around the music venue tampering with the crime scene, there'd be bloody footprints left in various places throughout the venue.
Yep.
So that's why I think there's no way she faked her death. There's no way Ibuki committed suicide.
This is a bit pointless.
You know, we already finished talking about that a while ago.
Yeah.
Huh? Really? That's annoying. I guess I should just awkwardly laugh about it then.
Okay.
Are you freaking kidding me? There's no limit to how useless you can be.
No, wait a minute. If Ibuki had blood on her feet, there'd be footprints all over the place if she kept walking around.
That's strange. That's very strange.
Strange? What's strange?
There were no bloody footprints at all, were there? There should have been bloody footprints from the puddle of blood to the stepladder. Unless she did a better job cleaning that up than she did the actual puddle. I see. It's not something we finished talking about. Those footprints. There's still an important clue left that we completely overlooked. Just as Nagito said, if she had blood on her feet, she would have left footprints. Then why weren't there any footprints on the stage or on the ladder? On the step ladder?
I can prove it with this! If Ibuki used the stepladder to hang herself, it's strange that there weren't any footprints on it.
Was she not hung at all? Was she actually strangled beforehand and then hoisted by the baton lighting itself and never actually climbed the stepladder? See, this whole time I'd been assuming that Mikan just told her, you know, some big story and she believed it because of the disease and hung herself that way, but maybe Mikan just had her stand still while she strangled her and then she lifted her up with the baton lighting.
Huh? There weren't?
Yeah, that stepladder was completely clean. No footprints or bloodstains at all.
Well, no, there were bloodstains, just not where you step.
You noticed such a small detail! How amazing! This is truly the talent of a chosen ultimate!
If you say so. What are you talking about? You were obviously leading us to this. That's why you brought up the suicide topic after all this time. Nagito Komieda, you're definitely someone I shouldn't underestimate.
But didn't you say you saw that video of Ibuki climbing the stepladder?
That wasn't Ibuki, it was you.
Then I think there's no doubt that she really did climb it. Unless there was something funny about that video.
Yes, something very funny.
I see. So there was some kind of trick arranged in that video.
More than one trick, actually.
But that's something only Hajime would know, since he's the only one who saw that video.
So, just as I thought, it comes down to that. The mystery surrounding this incident is contained in that video, and whether or not we can reach that hidden truth is all up to me.
Hajime, I leave it in your hands.
Thank you.
As long as I leave this to you, I won't tell you to do your best, but oh well, you should get started already.
Well, thank you for that vote of semi-confidence, I suppose.
Yeah, I'll definitely try.
If there was some hidden clue in that video, I should have seen something strange as I watched it. I'm the only one who can clear that up. I'm the only one who actually saw that video. So I'm the only one who can do it. The hanging video that I saw, based on everything we know about the debates thus far, I should be able to figure out what's strange. Well, her hair's not coming out from under the bag, and there's no blood on the stepladder. I'm going to try the stepladder first.
Here! That's right, I remember now. There was definitely something strange about that video.
Can you explain it to us?
What's strange is that stepladder I mentioned earlier. It's true that the steps of that stepladder weren't dirty, but on one side, there was a bloodstain, right on the left side of the stepladder.
Which was the side that was facing the camera.
However, that contradicts the video I saw at the hospital. There weren't any bloodstains on the stepladder in the video. It was completely clean.
And that could be explained by saying the video was flipped, but as there's no recording on these things, and I doubt very much they had a way to edit the video, then...
That is truly strange. If the video showed the moment of Ibuki's death, then Hiyoko should have already been dead by that point.
Even so, the fact is the stepladder had blood on it at the actual crime scene. but the stepladder in the video was completely bloodless.
And there's no way the video was recorded in advance. If that's the case, the only thing I can think of is...
It wasn't Ibuki.
It's possible those two stepladders were completely different.
And in two completely different locations, too.
Wait, are you saying there were two stepladders?
But where would you find another stepladder? There was only one stepladder in the music venue.
It wasn't at the music venue.
Then one of the stepladders was somewhere other than the music venue.
Chiaki knew this the whole time.
What do you mean?
You're suggesting that the stepladder in the video isn't the only thing that's different. Am I right?
It's a different person.
That's amazing, Chiaki. All that gaming has given you incredible deduction skills. Is it okay to say that?
What are you two talking about?
We're talking about the fact that your little plot is unraveling before your eyes. The stepladder isn't the only thing that's different, huh? Chiaki said that the stepladder was at a different place, but if that's the case, the thing that's different between that video and the actual scene of the crime is that thing, the place where the killer did something? Are we logic dive? Oh, Hangman's Gambit. Darn it, I would have much rather logic dived. I'm not sure what this is. I think this word is location. Filming location? Yeah. Okay. Ah, darn it. Click the right way. Ah. Clicking the wrong way so many times. There we go. Whew.
I got it!
That's right. Besides the stepladder, the filming location must have been different too.
What do you mean?
I mean, the video I saw was not filmed at the music venue. It was filmed somewhere else.
But the hospital monitor is supposed to display footage captured by the music venue camera, you know?
It was moved. The destroyed stuff we found in the music venue was a decoy.
Then, there's a possibility that the killer also tampered with the surveillance camera unit.
In order to show us that they filmed the video at the music venue instead of somewhere else. What did the killer do to that surveillance camera unit? Logic dive, alrighty. Question, please. Which part of the surveillance camera unit did the killer tamper with? The camera. The monitor wasn't super important. No! Darn it. Get over. Oh, come on, I made that. Guess I shouldn't speed up. All right. Okay, this is a bit more difficult. Come on. Oh, you're so unwieldy, Hajime. Get over there. Did the killer tamper with the camera at the music venue or at the hospital? They tampered with the one at the music venue. Because that was the one that broadcast to the monitor at the hospital. Let's just spiral forever. Oh no, oh no. All right, getting a little too cocky, Let's calm it down. All right, what did the killer do with the camera from the music venue's surveillance camera unit? They took it with them to the new location. All right.
It's all coming together. That's it. The killer just brought the camera from the music venue. With it, they made me think it was a live feed from the venue, when it was actually from somewhere else.
Then only the monitor was left in the music venue?
And was destroyed.
Yes, at least when I first discovered Ibuki's body. But when Hyoko's body appeared, the killer probably put the camera back too.
Oh, really? I was thinking that what we found in the electronics alley was showing they just grabbed a separate set and destroyed those there. But I guess that can make sense.
That means you should have realized that from the start and made this easier on all of us.
Well, you didn't realize it, so maybe you should just be grateful someone did.
He did discover the body. I doubt his attention was focused on the camera.
Thank you, Sonia.
Well, that's true, but in order to hide that the camera was missing, the killer did one more thing to the remaining monitor.
They smashed it. The thing the killer did to the remaining monitor was destroyed it.
I see! The killer smashed the monitor to pieces, destroying it. As long as it was in pieces, you wouldn't be able to tell if the camera was actually there or not.
Well, not without examining it closely.
My attention was so focused on the body that even I couldn't have noticed something like that.
And the moment Hajime left the music venue, the killer put back the camera they took.
And they destroyed it and left that in pieces as well.
Okay, there are more pieces there now. Again, it's a lot easier to notice when you see the two pictures that close together.
It's easy to say it was filmed somewhere else, but the surveillance camera's connection wasn't that strong.
Well, it was even closer.
Despite Kazuichi's desperate repair efforts, it seems it could not transmit from the hospital to the motel.
The fact that it was able to connect between the hospital and the music venue is amazing enough.
which means even if it was filmed in another place, as long as it was transmitting to the hospital, the range would be pretty limited. If that's the case, where was the video filmed to make it look like it was filmed at the music venue? That's actually the easiest part of this whole thing. More Hangman's Gambit? Doggone it. All right. Don't want to jinx it, but I feel like I'm doing a bit better this time. Oh, it's an R. Sorry, got ahead of myself there. There we go. Here's my N. C. Don't need any more C's. Don't need any more F's. There's my E. Give me an O. Let's save that, hopefully. There we go. Sweet.
I got it! It's possible that it was filmed at the hospital's conference room.
Huh? The conference room?
But the hospital and the music venue look completely different.
You would think that, but
That's exactly why the killer did something to make those two places resemble each other.
they brought a curtain and replaced it over the red one. To make the conference room look like the music venue, the killer went ahead and did some work. I've got to make clear what that work was. Well, it is the curtain.
There's no way the conference room and the music venue look the same.
You would like us to believe that, wouldn't
Which
you?
place resembled the other? Did the conference room look like the music venue?
No, they made the music venue look like the
Or
conference
did the music
room.
venue look like the conference?
That one.
That must be it! What the killer did was make the music venue, the crime scene, look like the conference room. They did that by using the black curtain hanging at the back of the stage.
From what I remember, there used to be a really flashy curtain, but after the incident, it somehow became a plain black curtain that didn't seem to be the right size.
I mean, the red curtain's still there. You can see it on either side of the smaller black curtain.
That's right! It's so half-assed, just like Monami.
Oh, yeah? Well, your face looks stupid.
Excellent comeback, Monami. 11 out of 10.
That curtain was hung so the music venue would look like the conference room? In actuality, even though the curtain in the conference room doesn't stand out, it is a black light-blocking curtain that's long enough to reach the floor.
I see. The conference room. Indeed, the floor of that room is
Exactly like the stage.
the same color as the music venue stage. So the killer chose the conference room because they realized the floor matched.
Matching floors, matching curtains. I guess it makes sense you'd mistake the two.
But that's not all. There should be something else the killer did to tamper with the evidence. Probably.
Well, they planted a candle at the stage. Is that it? Something else the killer did to make the music venue look like the conference room. They planted a step ladder? It's gotta be the candle, right?
I can prove it with this. You're referring to the candle in the music venue, right? In the video I saw, a candle was used for lighting. But if you think about it, that's pretty strange.
Right, they used the candle because they didn't have access to the baton lighting.
The music venue has good lighting, so there's no reason to even use candlelight.
But wouldn't they have done it to make it feel creepier?
That might have been another reason, but the main reason was probably to tamper with evidence. The lighting in the conference room and the music venue are so different. They couldn't be used during filming.
Again, I'm honestly really impressed that she pulled all this off even as well as she did.
That's why the killer used a candle as film lighting instead.
The question is, what is her actual motivation?
Which means... Are you saying the candle in the music venue wasn't actually used?
That candle was likely placed there just to make me think it was the same candle that was used in the video.
With candlelight, you can't see things in that much detail. Maybe they were going for that effect.
It would certainly help.
With that cheap-ass camera, it won't capture much in a dark area.
As long as this all matches up, it should be no problem to say this is decided. The video I saw wasn't filmed at the music venue. It was actually filmed at the hospital conference room.
If I'd found proof that evidence in the conference room was altered, we would have reached an answer sooner. But it appears the killer already covered that up, so I didn't find anything when I went there.
Yeah, I can confirm that, because I went looking for it too.
But there's no mistake. That's the only place within the connection range of the surveillance camera.
The motel would have been too far, and the interior design of the movie theater is too distinctive.
But this must be a surprising turn of events for Hajime. You never suspected that the video you saw in the hospital was being filmed in the conference room.
I mean, I suspected much sooner than Hajime did, but...
The incident isn't happening at the scene of a crime. It's occurring in the conference room.
I feel like I've heard Bayside Cops say that before. But isn't it the other way around?
If Ibuki's hanging video was filmed at the hospital's conference room,
It wasn't Ibuki.
then was Ibuki killed at the conference room too?
No, she was already dead.
No, that's not possible. Right after Hajime saw that video, he discovered Ibuki's body at the music venue.
The video was filmed at the conference room, but Ibuki's body was at the music venue. Which means there was a fake somewhere. The fake must have been the Ibuki in the conference room.
I see! The person wearing the hint bag in that video wasn't Ibuki. It was the killer pretending to be Ibuki. The killer put on a hospital gown, wore a hint bag on their head, and was only pretending to be the victim.
By that time, the real Ibuki must have already been killed.
The actual time of death must have been earlier. Probably around midnight or dawn to avoid witnesses.
If they took Ibuki from the music venue to the hospital to kill her, there's no way it happened during the day.
I certainly agree with that. So that's what happened. Then no matter how quickly I ran, it was impossible for me to rescue Ibuki. At that moment, I was already in the killer's trap. And the one who set a trap for me was...
But why did the killer go to the trouble of making a fake video just so Hajime could go to the crime scene?
to provide themselves with an alibi.
The reason the killer made a fake video. There's only one possibility I can think of. And if I examine that possibility thoroughly, then naturally the killer's identity will reveal itself.
Huh?
You fiend! Are you saying you already know who the killer is?
Yes. That's right. I should already know. I should have already known who the killer is. I'm sorry, Mikan, but you're the one who made the decision.
You're
the only one! Mikon, you're the killer, aren't you?
But unfortunately, I think we're going to have to wait to hear her response in the next episode. Thank you so much for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, let me know in the comments and by leaving a like below. And of course, subscribe if you'd like to see more in the future. I have been Tevaron, and until next time, friends, be excellent to each other.